Who sent this? And why now? At the edge of the marketplace, a lone figure moved with purpose, her heels splashing against shallow puddles, her coat collar pulled high against the storm. Her name was Selena Ward. To most, she was a quiet art dealer, the kind of woman who sold landscapes to wealthy collectors and kept her life carefully guarded. But tonight, her secret world was slipping out of her hands. Inside her coat pocket was a black envelope, one she should have never opened. The wax seal had been broken hours earlier, but its contents haunted her still. A photograph of her standing beside a man whose face had been scratched out. She whispered to herself, voice trembling, "Who sent this? And why now?" The marketplace, despite the rain, was buzzing with the desperate. Vendors shouted under dripping canopies, selling cheap electronics, fake perfumes, and hot food to workers coming off long shifts. Selena's eyes darted. Someone was following her. She could feel it. The prickling sensation at the back of her neck, the sound of footsteps that stopped whenever she stopped. She turned sharply into a narrow alley, her pulse racing. A shadow moved. "Selena!" A low voice echoed. She froze. That voice wasn't just familiar, it was impossible. A man stepped from the shadows, drenched in rain, his eyes cold yet burning. It was Adrian Kane, the man who had vanished 5 years ago. The man everyone believed dead. Her lips parted in disbelief. "Adrian? Number. This isn't real." But he smiled faintly, that same crooked smile that used to both charm and terrify her. "Oh, it's real. You thought burying me in the past would keep you safe? You were wrong," Selena stumbled back, clutching the wet wall for balance. 5 years ago, Adrian Kane had been more than her business partner. He was her lover, her obsession, and her downfall. They had built an art empire together, selling not just paintings, but laundering fortunes through forged masterpieces. And then, one night, Adrian was gone. His car found twisted at the bottom of a ravine. His body never recovered. Selena had stood at his memorial with dry eyes, already rebuilding her life. Now, here he was, standing before her, alive. Adrian stepped closer, his presence suffocating. "You've done well for yourself, Selena. New gallery, new clients. A new husband, isn't it? How's charming little Michael?" Her stomach nodded. "Stay away from him," she hissed. He chuckled darkly. "I'm not here for him. I'm here for you. You stole what belonged to me, the collection, the accounts, the freedom. Did you really think I'd forgive?" Selena's hands trembled inside her coat. She wanted to run, but her legs felt like stone. "What do you want?" Adrian's voice lowered, each word a dagger. "Everything. Starting with your loyalty. You'll do exactly as I say, or Michael won't live long enough to know why." Hours later, Selena sat in her dimly lit gallery, her mind a storm. Adrian had slipped back into the shadows, leaving her with instructions: deliver a ledger hidden in her office safe. The ledger she had sworn to never open again. It contained names, dates, transactions, proof of every deal she and Adrian had orchestrated in their dark past. Proof that could destroy not just her, but powerful men who still paid her for silence. As she reached for the safe, her hand shook. The combination clicked, but just as she pulled the ledger free, the gallery lights flickered. A chill ran through her. She wasn't alone. From the corner of the gallery, a silhouette moved, tall, deliberate. A man stepped forward, his face half hidden under the brim of a soaked hat. "Put the book down, Selena," he said calmly. Her heart stopped. "Who are you?" The man revealed a badge, gleaming under the dim light. Detective Cole Mercer. Dorian P.D. Selena's breath caught in her throat. The timing was no coincidence. Cole's eyes were sharp, his tone steady. "I've been watching you for months. I know what you've been hiding. And I know Adrian Kane isn't dead." The ledger slipped from her trembling hands, crashing onto the floor. Her past, her lies, her secrets, exposed. She whispered, almost to herself, "You don't understand. He's here. Adrian is alive." But Cole's stare didn't waver. "Oh, I understand. The question is, whose side are you on, Selena? Because soon, you'll have to choose the rain outside pounded harder, like drums of war." And in that silence between them, Selena realized this was only the beginning. The storm outside had grown heavier. Thunder cracked like a whip across the city, and the rain beat against Selena's windows like impatient fists, demanding to be let in. Inside her penthouse, however, the storm was human. Two men. One was a ghost from her past. The other was the law she could not outrun. And Selena, she was the prize caught in their crossfire. Adrian leaned casually against the marble counter, his presence filling the room like smoke. His dark eyes glimmered, dangerous and unreadable. Detective Cole, in contrast, stood stiff and sharp, his hand never far from his holster, his jaw tense with suspicion. Selena felt their gazes tug at her like ropes, each trying to pull her into their side of the abyss. "Let's not waste time," Adrian said first, his voice low, smooth, yet edged with command. "You're in too deep, Selena. They'll crucify you. Unless—" He smiled faintly, as if savoring the cruelty of dangling hope. "Unless you help me." Cole's laugh was humorless, brittle. "Don't fall for his tricks, Selena. He's a manipulator, a killer. If you side with him, you'll drown with him." Her pulse quickened. The air seemed to vibrate between the two men. Adrian straightened, walking toward her. "You remember how it was," he murmured, his voice just for her now. "When we ruled together. When no one could touch us. You were unstoppable. Because of me, Cole cut in, sharp as a blade. He's using you, Selena. He always has. You want the truth? He's the reason your father disappeared." Selena's breath hitched. "What did you say?" Adrian's smirk faltered. Cole stepped forward, his eyes locked on hers. "Your father was investigating Adrian's network. He got too close." Adrian silenced him. The words tore through the room like a gunshot. Selena's heart thrashed in her chest. Memories of her father, his warnings, his sudden vanishing, her unanswered questions, rushed back like waves crashing on rock. She looked at Adrian, searching his face for denial, for anything. But Adrian said nothing. That silence was enough to crack something in her. "You—" Her voice trembled. "You betrayed me long before tonight." Adrian's expression darkened, but there was no guilt in it, only calculation. "Selena," he said slowly, "you think Cole is your savior? He's playing you just as much. He doesn't care about you. You're his bait." Cole's jaw tightened, but his silence this time was damning. Selena suddenly realized they both needed her, not for love, not for redemption, but as the key to winning against each other. And that made her dangerous. She straightened her shoulders, masking the storm raging inside her. "If I'm bait," she said softly, "then maybe I'll choose who gets caught." The next days blurred into a twisted dance of deceit. Cole insisted on secret meetings, pressing her for intel about Adrian's movements. He fed her promises of protection, whispered that he could erase her record if she delivered Adrian's empire on a silver platter. Adrian, on the other hand, slipped into her nights like a shadow. He spoke of power, of freedom, of finishing what they started together. He dangled the truth about her father in fragments, just enough to keep her tethered. And Selena, she walked the razor's edge between them. To Cole, she pretended loyalty. She shared half-truths, keeping him close, keeping him believing. To Adrian, she played the part of the torn lover, the one still tethered to the past, the one who might yet return to his side. But inside, she was sharpening her own knife. Because betrayal, she realized, wasn't their game alone. It was on a night heavy with fog that Adrian brought her into the warehouse, a place where his empire had once thrived. "You want answers about your father?" he asked, his eyes searching hers. "Fine, I'll give you one." He handed her a thin file, its papers yellowed and worn. She opened it with trembling hands. Inside were photographs, her father with a man in uniform, the same man now standing in her present. Detective Cole. Selena's stomach flipped. Adrian's voice was quiet, but deadly. "Your father wasn't hunting me, Selena. He was hunting Cole. He found proof of Cole's corruption, his dealings with my rivals. That's why Cole wanted him gone. I only expedited what was already in motion." Her mind reeled. Two versions of the past warred inside her. Cole the savior, or Cole the executioner. And then Adrian leaned closer, his breath hot against her ear. "The question is, who do you believe? The man who lied to your face, or the man who admits his sins?" She didn't have long to think. That same night, Cole intercepted her outside her apartment, pulling her into his car. His face was tight, furious. "You've been with him again," he snapped. "Don't lie to me." Selena's silence was answer enough. Cole slammed the wheel with his fist. "He's poisoning you. Listen to me. Your father trusted me. He told me everything. Adrian used you as leverage. He always meant to break you. If you go with him, you'll end up like your father." The words cut deep, but this time, Selena didn't fold. She met his gaze, her voice steady. "Funny," she said. "That's exactly what Adrian said about you." For the first time, Cole faltered, and Selena realized she had them both exactly where she wanted. Days later, she set the stage. A dinner, a neutral ground, a promise of choosing a side. Adrian arrived first, elegant in black, his smile sharp as glass. Cole came minutes later, tense, his hand hovering near his holster. Selena poured the wine, her hands steady, though her heart pounded like war drums. "You wanted me to choose," she said, her voice smooth. "So here we are." Adrian leaned back, confident. Cole leaned forward, impatient, and Selena smiled. Because the wine was poisoned. Not deadly, just enough to weaken, to disarm. Enough for her to finally control the board. Within minutes, their hands trembled, their breaths grew shallow. Their eyes locked on her in dawning realization. "You played us," Cole rasped. Selena set the empty glass down, her lips curving. "You taught me well. Both of you." The room was silent except for the storm raging outside. Adrian's voice broke first, weak but edged with pride. "That's my girl," Cole coughed, his eyes desperate. "Selena, think. He'll burn everything, including you. Work with me, and you can walk away free." Selena looked at them both, the man who once owned her heart, and the man who claimed to save it. Both liars. Both killers. Both chains around her neck. And then she whispered the truth she had carried all along. "I don't want freedom. I want power." She left them there, broken, poisoned, too weak to stop her. Outside, the storm had finally broken, lightning splitting the sky as if applauding her rise. Selena walked into the night, the queen of a deadly game, her betrayal complete. In the end, it wasn't Adrian or Cole who won. It was Selena, the woman who learned that the most dangerous betrayal was survival itself.